Mr. Chairman, you are now live.
Thank you. I'd like to welcome everyone to this November 18th special commissioners meeting for Gig Harbor Fire District 5, Gig Harbor and Fire Medic 1. If you would please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to get an approval for the agenda, please.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Ervina,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Commissioner Fleming,
Yes.
Chairman Enzi.
Yes. Any known upcoming commissioners' absences? Okay. Communications. Okay. Need approval for the minutes from the October 28th, 2025 commissioners meeting. So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Ervina,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Commissioner Fleming,
Yes.
Chairman Enzi.
Yes. Accounts payable.
I'll move that we approve accounts payable checks 2632 through 2643, payroll checks and ACH transfers checks 2584 through 2631, 2645 through 2691, transfer draft and ACH payroll transfers outlined in the agenda for a grand total of $1,772,135.71.
I'll second that.
Have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Ervina,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Commissioner Fleming,
Yes.
Chairman Enzi.
Yes. Okay, local 3390 report. I had a text from Jake today, and only thing he had to present was that Michael Collins was voted in as the next president for the local, and he will take over in January. So congratulations to him, and thanks, Jake. Thank you, Jake, for your past services in that role. Chiefs reports.
Chief Langlow.
Oh, there's a bunch to come.
Oh, okay.
The agenda full.
Got it. Good evening. Just a couple updates that I wanted to provide the board. All of our 7 laterals that we brought on earlier this fall are all staffing and the engine 3rd role now. So they're in their spot where they'll be staffing for the duration of their probation. So that's been great for just staffing overall. So we're now at a spot where we're able to increase the amount of days like today where we have engine 56 in service. So engine 56 is in service in addition to engine 52, 3, 7, 8, and 9. And then when we're also able to put medic 56 in service when we don't have 3, but we're +2. So we're in a good spot there, and that's been great to bring those laterals on. Chief Doan and I did promotional interviews with Chief Booth last week. And so we do have we've offered a handful of conditional promotional opportunities for our members next year. And they're conditioned on people retiring, right? It's not conditioned on them doing one more thing in the process, but just on retirements. And so we offered a promotion to Battalion Chief to Lieutenant Greg Hoshin, and a promotion to Division Chief to Lieutenant Patrick Phillips. And then DJ Ripple will be moved to the training division as a lieutenant. And then TJ Freebie will be an operations lieutenant. And all those will happen, some in January, February, and some later into the spring. So they all did awesome in their interviews. We also interviewed a handful of other folks that were on the list, and we ultimately just went right down the list, right? We just recognized the list order. They all did great, and so did the people we didn't promote, it wasn't because of anything they did. They did awesome, and we're excited to look for opportunities for them in the future too. And that's what I have for Chief's report.
Chief Booth.
Good evening. So Chief Langlo kind of let the cat out of the, something out of the bag. Anyway, obviously, if there's a division chief vacancy, then that implies that Tom Westcott is going to replace me when I retire in May. So we want to congratulate Tom. We had 4 candidates came through to interview. All were fantastic. But Tom was the one that Chief Doan and I both thought was the best fit to replace myself. So that happens at the end of May. The Binder lifts that I've been talking about, it was they were funded through grant money with L&I. They're a lifting device to help protect our members for non-injury fall patients. They've all been deployed onto all the BLS apparatus. That was following some online training on their usage as well as hands-on during, I think it was the month of October, if I'm not mistaken. Could have been September, I don't remember. At any rate, they're all out there, and no news is good news. I haven't heard any negative feedback, so that's really good. The hazard mitigation plan update, we are in the first round of submissions through DEM to go to state DEM and ultimately to FEMA to get our hazard mitigation plan updated. It does expire. I think it's this week. We don't have any federal grants either in the pipeline or already approved, so there's really no impact that it lapses. But DEM has been very apologetic with all their turnover. It's just kind of a byproduct of that. But the hope is that by the end of first quarter 2026, we should have that approved and in place. And then finally, we're excited that 2 Mondays from now, Karen Simmons is going to start as the new AA in health and safety and with fire prevention. So that is the morning of Monday, December 8th. We're going to be welcoming her on board at 8 a.m. So if any of you are available that morning to come welcome her to the Gig Harbor family, we'd love to see you there. We're really excited to get this position filled. I know it's been a tremendously long haul, but we got a really good candidate. So hopefully we'll see you there on the morning of the 8th.
All right, to go along with those promotions, like Scott said, I chose Tom Westcott to be the next deputy chief, and over the next few months, we'll work on a transition plan as he comes in. We'll also have a personal services contract that I'll bring before you to approve. It'll be just like the other one, so shouldn't be a problem. But that's why everything else is contingent on Chief Booth retiring, and then the dominoes effect from Chief Westcott, and then Patrick Phillips will be the new division chief. My next few weeks, I have some ride-alongs at Station 52 this Wednesday, and then the next week at Station 53, and then the next week back to Station 52. I got the Chambers Public Affairs Forum this Thursday, Pierce County Fire Chiefs this Thursday. Next Tuesday, I've been invited to a Pierce County Leadership Roundtable with Ryan Mello. And then on December 2nd, the city's asked me to come in with Ali Busich and Robin Denson to do another local government leadership presentation. That's kind of the highlights of my calendar the next couple of weeks. We'll also, over the next 2 months, be bringing you the closeout of 2025, our work plan that we brought you to tell you how we did and what we accomplished. And then we will bring you the 2026 draft work plan of what we're going to be working on the next year. And it's also time for my performance evaluation. So we'll be scheduling that in January and February also. So that's all coming. January and February will be the closeout, and then the announcement of the next work plan, and then my performance evaluation. That's all I have, unless you have any questions.
Questions? All right, thank you, Chief. Standing committee reports.
I've got one situation. I need to drop out of the labor management. At the beginning of the year, I was hopeful that the contract would be settled by now. Well, circumstances went other ways. I truly believe that somebody else should be on it with the chairman to another set of eyes and another set of ears. So I think it's best for the district and for negotiations that I drop off at this point. Okay.
So I guess what I would ask Matt and Bryce and Joe, if any of you are interested, don't need to say right now, if we need to think about it, but if one of you are interested in coming on in that position, let me know.
I believe they're negotiating December 1 and I believe December 16th.
Right, we have a Zoom this week, correct? For the management team? Right, and then I think our next December 3rd, okay. December 1st, okay. So, you have until, December 1st, if any of you are interested in that position.
Mr. Chairman, to go along with that, to muddy the water a little bit for you, at the beginning of the year also will be board elections, to remind you. And then also the chairman appoints board committees. So I don't know if that goes into your decision too, that at the new year, doesn't mean you have to change them, but just wanted to help you out with that
Sure,
too.
I appreciate that. Yeah, you're right. Thank you on there. So, in regards to the labor management, it's still on, negotiations are still ongoing. So we're still working there. Any other standing committee reports? Okay. Chairman's report, I have none. 2022 bond update.
Good evening. Still working through 53, 57. At the last meeting, you directed staff to work on the closeout of that. So I'm working on my access to the LNI site, and I did get a response, Crystal. So working on that so I can close that out. And then later on in the meeting, we'll be asking kind of the same thing for direction to close out the Station 50 project. Station 50 project. As I said, we'll be asking to close that later. We've had some minor warranty work completed. As Pease is on site, when I walk down and say, hey, we have this, I usually get a response that day and they come up and fix it. So, and if it's one of the subs, then it may take a day or two, but they've been great to work with and get those things done. The training campus, some pretty big milestones have happened in the last week. Last Thursday, power to the site was turned on. So there's power to the support building, and the electrician is slowly working his way through the building and turning on circuits as those are needed, and he is able to do those things. So big step there. Another big milestone happened today. The third floor was poured this morning. So another big step in the process of getting the tower built. And then the domestic water line install started this morning as well. So that's the training campus. Station 51, I'll go into it now. We had a judgment from the court last week on Thursday. We moved forward with scheduling a special meeting. I appreciate all the commissioners being available for that. That was my due diligence to try and get that pushed through as quickly as we could. We got everything scheduled. We thought we were good until noon on Friday, and that obviously didn't happen because there was an appeal filed. So moving forward, just the update for Station 51 is tomorrow is a deadline to have any additional briefs or anything filed with the appeals court. And then there is a 2-day period for rebuttals to those. So those are all due by 5 o'clock on Friday. I just talked to Eric Quinn, and he would, his best judgment will be that the decision will be based on the previous briefs, the previous ruling and anything new that's come in. So we're hoping, even though next week is a short week, that we will have a decision by next week. But there are obviously, as we have learned, no guarantees for anything. So are there any further questions of me?
Just, I think just the same that we've been saying. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for all you've been doing on this.
Thank you.
Anybody? Okay. Old business, we got the 2026 budget. So that means that Crystal, you're up.
Thank you. There's a little echo. Is it not just me? It sounds like an echo. Okay. Okay, let me share my screen. One moment, please. Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. Okay. The 2026 budget adoption is included in page 13 to slide 13 to page 34 of tonight's packet. We'll go through the presentation first, and then we'll move through the resolutions after the presentation. Moving through today, agenda, it's very similar to what we saw in the preliminary draft that was in the last meeting. Highlights are tonight's agenda. We'll go through the priorities, assumptions, summary, budget timeline for review. That tonight is the final part of the budget timeline, and if there are any additional questions. Budget priorities. 2026 is very similar to current year and prior years. Balanced budget, that we've met our reserve requirements, that we've met our obligations and commitments, and incorporating our priorities from the multi-year capital asset plan. Base assumptions. This slide has not changed from the preliminary budget, but it includes our lateral hires that started here in the fall. Our collective bargaining agreement has not been finalized, so this does assume some assumptions until that agreement will be finalized. One-time items have been removed. It does include increases for contractually committed items. It includes transfers for our debt payments, our reserve commitments, and our capital asset plan. And then it does include new planned investments from our capital asset plan. Moving into our drivers for this year, the significant investment into our multi-year capital asset plan, and then our committed funds for our arriving apparatus and our debt payments for the local loan program. We do continue to see some additional costs and additional maintenance related to the aging capital that we do have until those replacements arrive. Those are included in the 2026 budget. Some key considerations for the fire levy lid lift, we are at $1.50, which is the legal max that was approved by voters in 23. The EMS levy at 50 cents, that was approved by voters in 22. It does include the most recent information provided by the county for our preliminary assessed valuation. And then the revenue detail was presented at the meeting on October 28th. A little lag. Okay, moving into the adopted budget, it is at 46.7 million. This particular slide shows it by division. Similar to the preliminary budget, this does split the finance and admin division and the transfers and capital separately. So you'll notice that finance and admin and transfers and capital is grouped in some of the presentation, but for here, for clarity, to show the investments we're making and the capital and transfers, it's listed separately. For this one, it's the same display, but it is organized by category. So you have salary, benefits, maintenance, operation, and our transfers. This one gives a 2025 to 2026 budget comparison. You'll notice that for the most part, the investments for 2026 is an increase in salary, a very slight increase in benefits. However, maintenance and operations is flat. And capital does look a little different here. We have moved capital out of the operation fund and into our capital fund, which is why for 2026 it says 0. And then you'll notice a significant increase in the transfers category. That capital investment is moved to transfers as it'll be transferred into the capital fund. Some additional updates since the last forecast. It includes the most updated personnel forecast. This does include all the associated rates that we received. So the L&I worker comp rates, our medical benefit rates, paid family medical leave rates. Those were all information that we had received final rates for between the last budget and this one. Capital investments, we have the debt payments for the local loan program, additional facility repair and maintenance for locations, and then our arriving engines in 2026. I'm not going to go into detail. This just gives you the comparison from 2025 budget to 2026 budget and the change by the associated division for those that want the detail. This is the same level of detail, but includes for our debt service fund and our bond fund. The one thing I'll highlight here that we have as a change for this year is we now have our capital that was in the operating fund now in the capital fund. So in the third paragraph down here, capital non-bond, you'll see there's $6 million. That is what was traditionally in the operating fund under capital. So we have $900,000 for capital replacement in the equipment category, $2.4 million for the facilities category, and $2.7 for our fleet and vehicles. Some of this, there was a little bit of overlap. 2025, we did include some investments for fleet that will not arrive in 2025. And so those investments are budgeted in 2026 in the capital fund. This is another level of detail. This includes just in different display to include salary and wages, benefits, maintenance operations, capital and transfers to have a total of $46.69 million. The adopted budget for the debt service fund is $4.8 million. This one is slightly different. So for 2026, our capital fund includes now our bond projects and our non-bond capital projects. So for 2026, it's $23.5 million. This particular slide shows you the investments just for our bond specific projects. We have $17.1 million. That includes the remaining of the training campus that is currently in construction, Station 51, the initial cost for 58 and 59, and then we do have a small project that actually is scheduled for all locations, so that's why it says all facilities projects, so it'll actually touch multiple locations. Here, the $6.1 million, this is the capital investments that are non-bond projects that was traditionally in the operating fund. I have split them out for a little more detail for everyone to see what the area, what the capital investment is for 26. The single largest investment in 2026 is Station 55 at $1.7 million. We do have a partial radio replacement scheduled. It's the first piece of that radio replacement at 660,000. We do have 250,000 for equipment. This could be anything that's over the capital asset threshold from an equipment piece that's not tied to a specific location or facility. We do have arriving engines in 2026. So I did split it. We have our type 3 engines of 1.2 million. That is 2 type 3 engines. And then we have 5 type 1 engines. Those will arrive in 2026. And I just wanted to highlight here that we have 900,000 budgeted. That is not how much 5 engines cost. It is the remaining payment that is that will be invoiced to us when those arrive. We have a water tender that was ordered. It will arrive in 2026. Facilities are just multi-location projects. And then one project that we had anticipated to be done in 25, but will roll into 26 is Station 52 and 56 roofing projects.
Question in regards to apparatuses and stuff. Once we enter into a bid or a contract for that apparatus, is that price locked in then?
Yes.
Okay, so it doesn't go up based on what's happening, what's happening in regards to cost of everything. It's locked into the price that we set on.
Yes. So for example, the type 3 engines, one of them was ordered in 22, one of them was ordered in 2023. So it's at the prices that were available at that time, not what they are quoting for type 3 engines in 2025.
All right, thank you.
And we prepaid for the 5 type 1s. That's why there's only 900 left. They were prepaid
Prepaid.
too, and we get the price from that time.
Mhm.
All right, thank you.
Moving into the total adopted budget for inclusion of all funds is $75.1 million, $46.7 million for the operating fund, 44.8 for debt service. And then I did split the capital separately. It's technically one fund, but we have 17.5 million for bond and 6.1 million for our existing capital projects. And here we are tonight. This is the budget timeline. We've gone through and published the timeline in October. We went through the preliminary budget and the revenue hearing on the 28th of October. Tonight on the 18th is budget adoption, and then our documents are due to the county by the 25th. Before I go into that, does anyone have questions about the presentation before we move into resolutions? Okay, so falling into the next part of the presentation, we do have 4 resolutions for action. And I can pull it up on the other screen. Would you like me to share the resolutions on the screen, or should we just go through? I can just reference what page they're on the packet too. Okay. For inclusion for budget resolutions, we have 4 tonight. The first one is 2025-04 on page 38 of the packet. That is the main resolution for our budget adoption. It includes the total amount that is levied for all of our funds and all of our levies. And that is the main one that is the budget approval for 2026 for all funds.
So we'll read each one separately to get the approval for.
Yeah, we need to move.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we approve resolution 2025-04.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second to adopt resolution 2025-04. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Ervina,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Commissioner Fleming,
Yes.
Chairman Enzi.
Yes.
Okay, so the next resolution in the packet is on page 41. It is 2025-05. It is the fire expense levy. You'll notice on that one, it does show, but the amount the voter levy lift allows up to a 6% increase. So the resolution does reference that number if assessed valuation increased 6% or more. In this current year, you'll notice in that paragraph, it has the amount that's legally listed for the resolution for action, and the anticipated amount that we anticipate once they certify assessed valuation. So we are anticipating a 3.6% increase via assessed valuation for the fire expense levy.
Ask for a motion to approve resolution 2025-05.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Ervina,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Commissioner Fleming,
Yes.
Chairman Enzi,
Yes.
Okay, we'll move into 2025-06. This is the levy authorization for the EMS levy. Similar to fire expense, it lists the amount that is authorized per the levy lid lift. However, in 2026, right now, we are estimating a 3.6% increase for assessed valuation.
So I'll move that we approve resolution 2025-06.
I'll second that.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Ervina,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Commissioner Fleming,
Yes.
Chairman Enzi,
Yes.
Okay, so for the final resolution for tonight is 2025-07. This is for our capital fund. It is the excess levy lid lift to support our $80 million issuance. This is not tied to assessed valuation. It is tied to the amount needed to pay the associated debt payments. So that is listed in the resolution and is ready for your action.
I'll move that we approve resolution 2025-07.
I'll second that.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Ervina,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Commissioner Fleming,
Yes.
Chairman Enzi,
Yes.
That concludes what I have for budget adoption.
So thank you so much for yours and everybody else that helped you put that together from all angles. I'm sure that Chief Perry probably had something in there, and everybody else everybody else that had anything. Am I giving you unnecessary kudos? I can take them back, but I don't think so. Anyway, for everybody that has to do with putting in work on that budget and stuff, that's a lot of work. And from somebody who can't bring together a checkbook, I have to stay there and be at all those numbers and figures in there. So thank you so much. Okay, Station 51, we've already had that, JJ. And Station 50 was that.
So for Station 50 project final acceptance, the same as we did at the last meeting, because we don't have a resolution specifically calling it out, we need to ask the board permission to move forward with the completion notice and filing all those appropriate documents at the state for the Station 50 repairs and remodel.
Yeah, we did in the last meeting. So I guess I would make a motion to authorize staff to move forward with final acceptance of the Station 50 project as outlined by Chief Johnson.
I'll second that motion.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Nelson,
Yes.
Commissioner Ervina,
Yes.
Commissioner Sudich,
Yes.
Commissioner Fleming,
Yes.
Chairman Enzi,
Yes. All right. This part of the meeting, we open up to open public comment. If you have something to state, please say your name for the record. You'll have 3 minutes. If you're out on watching from Zoom or online here, please raise your hand so we can see if you have anything you would like to say. Good of the order.
Yeah, I'd just like to, pardon me, I'm losing my voice. Today's gonna be my last in-person meeting. Circumstances dictate that. I'm gonna do my very best to attend the next meeting Zoom. I can't even guarantee that. I'm assuming the 23rd, the powers that be in this district will be nice enough to cancel that meeting. So that said, today's my last in-person meeting, so bear with me just for a couple of minutes. 18 years ago, and I'm looking at some of you here that were just mere firefighters at that time. I've seen a lot of changes. This is the third administration that I've had the pleasure to work with, and each one has advanced this district, in my opinion, farther and farther, pardon me, farther and farther into the future, let's say. Each one had different challenges. I'm talking about the administrations. I'm not going to talk about individual chiefs because it's a group effort. When I first came here, one of the main things I wanted to do is sitting right out there, that training. And I talked to anybody that wanted to listen. And nobody listened, but that's fine. I still talked about it. I've worked with a lot of different commissioners in this district, all of which, in my opinion, have been top-notch. I've got to know people at the county level and at the state level, all of which their hearts are in the right place. Whether I agreed with them or not, their hearts were in the right place. I'm not, I'm not a great speaker, but that's not news to any of you. I'll leave this whole thing by a great philosopher from the state of Texas. His name was Don Meredith. And his saying was, turn off the lights, the party's over. And that's the way I look at it right now. I've enjoyed 18 years, and I would thank everybody in this room and a whole bunch of people that aren't in this room. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. I think we got something for you, young man.
Well, we had, here, I'll hand you this.
Oh,
But Commissioner, we can punt. We were scheduling something for next meeting. So I apologize. We did make plans for the next meeting, but we can adapt and overcome, and Leslie ran and got it. And Commissioner, I'll turn it over to you. Sorry.
I know, but now you made us lose out on the pie and the cookies.
You can still have pie and cookies.
Yeah, we can order them. They'll be here.
If I Zoom, I'll watch you eat it.
Well, Tom, I've known you those 18 years. We've served together, and it has definitely been a pleasure to serve on you. We went to a lot of commissioner state conferences and different things together, and our wives and everything, and always enjoyed those times together. Plus everything we've been here serving on the committees and just being a part of this whole form of government that helps our fire district run, and you've been an important part of it. And you are going to be missed, my friend, very much. So, on behalf of the Board of Commissioners, on behalf of Fire District 5, Gig Harbor Fire and Medic 1, we'd like to give you this token of our appreciation for your time of service.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Good. Tom here to kind of get him centered here a little bit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Could I say one more thing?
I would never think of stopping you.
The best part of this job, dating back to Bob Black, then John Burgess, and then Dennis Doan, is occasionally I could go home and say, I'm driving them crazy. Absolutely crazy. I know all three of them lost night's sleep because some wacky idea I had. And I was told that by all three of them at one time or another, that what the hell are you?
Occasionally, Tom?
Did we get the bleep on that?
Thank you.
So I want to add one thing to this because I didn't know that Tom was going to do this today. I'm looking back at the minutes now. I was nominated to fill a vacancy on June 13th of 2013 by Commissioner Tom Sudich. So whatever whatever I've been able to bring to this organization and whatever this organization has given me, which is a lot, is thanks to Tom. So I am extraordinarily appreciative for you giving me the opportunity to serve here. And it's all because of you. So I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So Tom, thank you. Thank you for that opportunity.
And I need to echo that because the only reason I even heard about a fire commissioner position was because I met Tom. I was told he was a fire commissioner and he told me what they did, and it sparked my interest. So I can echo Bryce's thoughts on that. I wouldn't be here if I wouldn't have met Tom. So thank you.
All right. Well, with all that, any special interest or upcoming events? Yeah. We won't have ice cream, we won't have cake and cookies at the
Well,
meeting.
There will definitely be refreshments on the morning of December 8th at
Kevin.
8 a.m.
Kevin, there may not be cake at the next meeting, but we can always have a special event for Tom at some point in the future where we're able to celebrate his term here.
We
So
could
I would encourage us to do that.
Absolutely. I can't believe you got minutes from 2013 yet.
On the website.
Oh, okay. All right. Hearing nothing else, with no other business coming before this Board of Commissioners,